The Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic that consists of over 100,000 verses and is one of the most significant and revered texts in Hindu mythology. It is attributed to the sage Vyasa and is believed to have been composed over a period of centuries. The epic is divided into 18 books or parvas and covers a wide range of topics including ethics, philosophy, politics, and spirituality. The core of the Mahabharata is the story of the Kurukshetra war, but it also includes many subplots and teachings. The Mahabharata features a wide array of characters, each with their own unique qualities, virtues, and flaws. Here are descriptions of some of the main characters. Yudhishthira is the eldest of the Pandavas. Yudhishthira is known for his unwavering commitment to dharma or righteousness and truth. He is wise, just, and kind-hearted. Yudhishthira's sense of duty often leads him to make difficult choices, even if they come at a personal cost. Bhima, the second Pandava. Bhima is renowned for his immense physical strength and courage. He is a fearsome warrior and is particularly close to Lord Krishna. Bhima's loyalty to his family and his desire for justice drive many of his actions. Arjuna, the third Pandava and the most skilled archer of his time, Arjuna is considered a hero and a paragon of virtue. He is deeply conflicted before the Kurukshetra war and receives spiritual guidance from Krishna, leading to the profound teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Nakula and Sahadeva. The youngest Pandavas are twins and known for their exceptional beauty and skills. Nakula is a skilled swordsman and horseman, while Sahadeva is an expert in astrological sciences. They are both known for their loyalty to their elder brothers. Draupadi, born from the fire, Draupadi is the common wife of all five Pandavas. She is strong-willed, intelligent, and fiercely independent. Her dignity is challenged during the Kaurava court, which becomes a turning point in the epic. Duryodhana, the chief antagonist. Duryodhana is the eldest Kaurava. He is ambitious, envious of the Pandavas' success, and is willing to resort to deceit and manipulation to achieve his goals. Despite his negative traits, he is also depicted as a complex character with moments of vulnerability. Bhishma, grandfather to both the Pandavas and the Kauravas, Bhishma is one of the most respected figures in the epic. He takes a vow of celibacy and loyalty to the throne, which leads to a significant role in the story's conflicts. Bhishma is known for his unwavering principles and wisdom. Dronacharya, the martial arts guru of both Pandavas and Kauravas, Dronacharya is a skilled warrior and teacher. He is deeply loyal to Hastinapura, but faces moral dilemmas during the war due to his affection for his students. Karna, born to Kunti before her marriage, Karna is a central figure known for his generosity, loyalty, and incredible skills. He is raised by a charioteer, which leads to his struggles for recognition and belongingness. Karna's tragic fate and moral conflicts make him a complex character. Krishna, an incarnation of the divine, Krishna is a pivotal character. He serves as Arjuna's charioteer and imparts profound philosophical teachings during the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is a guiding force for the Pandavas and plays a crucial role in the war's outcome. Shakuni, Duryodhana's maternal uncle, Shakuni is a mastermind behind many of the Kauravas' schemes. He is manipulative, cunning, and driven by his desire for revenge against the Kuru dynasty. The Mahabharata incorporates various elements that make it a complex and multifaceted epic. It is mythological, The Mahabharata is steeped in Hindu mythology, featuring gods, demigods, and supernatural beings. It includes stories of creation, cosmic battles, and divine interventions. It is also historical, of course. While the Mahabharata contains mythological elements, it also offers insights into ancient Indian history, culture, and societal norms. There is the philosophical element. The epic explores profound philosophical concepts, including dharma or duty or righteousness, karma or the law of cause and effect, and moksha, the spiritual liberation. Of course, there is the moral and ethical element. The Mahabharata is replete with moral and ethical dilemmas faced by its characters, prompting readers to contemplate the right course of action. And then there's that element of narrative complexity. It employs various narrative techniques, including flashbacks and multiple layers of storytelling. The text includes numerous subplots and stories within stories. The Mahabharata employs several literary devices to enhance its storytelling. First, there is metaphor and symbolism. It uses metaphors and symbols to convey deeper meanings, such as the symbolism of the chariot in the Bhagavad Gita. There is also the allegorical literary device. Some aspects of the Mahabharata are allegorical, representing broader human and cosmic themes. For example, the Kurukshetra war symbolizes the eternal struggle between good and evil. A long narrative epic such as Mahabharata cannot do away with dialogues and monologues. Much of the philosophical and ethical content is presented through dialogues and monologues, such as Arjuna's inner conflict in the Bhagavad Gita. Of course, the epic employs foreshadowing to build anticipation and suspense, often hinting at future events. And there's that literary device of irony. Irony is used here to highlight the gap between appearances and reality, such as the irony of Yudhishthira's name, meaning one who is steady in battle, given his reluctance to engage in warfare. Given the complexity of the narrative epic Mahabharata, the plot can be better understood by examining the brief descriptions of the actions in each of the 18 books. In Book 1, called Adi Parva, the epic begins with the sage Vyasa composing the Mahabharata with the help of Lord Ganesha. The Kuru dynasty is introduced, with King Shantanu falling in love with and marrying Ganga and later Satyavati. Ganga leaves Shantanu after giving birth to their son Devavrata, who later becomes Brishma. Satyavati gives birth to two sons, Chitrangada and Vichitravirya. In Book 2, called Sabha Parva, King Shantanu dies, and Vichitravirya becomes the ruler. Brishma arranges his marriage to Ambika and Ambalika, but they are widowed early. Vyasa fathers children with them, Dhritarashtra and Pandu. Dhritarashtra is born blind, so Pandu becomes the king. The Pandavas and Kauravas are introduced. In Book 3, called Vana Parva, Pandu is cursed to die if he engages in sexual relations, so he retires to the forest with his queens Kunti and Madri. Kunti invokes various deities to have children, Yudhishthira by Yama, Bhima by Vayu, and Arjuna by Indra. Madri has Nakula and Sahideva through the Ashwini Kumaras. Pandu dies due to a curse, and Kunti and Madri self-immolate. In Book 4, called Virata Parva, the Pandavas, now in disguise, live in the kingdom of Virata. Arjuna reveals his true identity to the king and helps him win the battle. Book 5, Ujuga Parva, Sanjaya narrates events leading to the Kurukshetra war. Krishna serves as Arjuna's charioteer and imparts spiritual wisdom during the discourse of the Bhagavad Gita. In Book 6, Bhishma Parva, the war begins. Bhishma is the commander of the Kaurava army. The prowess of various warriors is displayed. Bhishma falls in battle. In Book 7, Drona Parva, Dronacharya takes over as the commander. The war intensifies with battles and strategies. Arjuna kills Jahadrata. Abhimanyu, Arjuna's son, is killed unfairly. Drona is eventually killed through a cunning plan. In Book 8, called Karna Parva, Karna becomes the commander. He fights valiantly but is eventually killed by Arjuna, aided by Krishna. And then Kunti reveals Karna's true identity as her firstborn. In Book 9, Shalya Parva, Shalya leads the Kaurava army. Ghatotkacha, Bhima's son from a Rajkashi wife, plays a significant role. Kaurava general Shakuni dies. In Book 10, Sauktika Parva, the Kaurava's remaining brothers and their army are slaughtered at night by Ashwathama, Drona's son, seeking revenge. In Book 11, Sri Parva, the mourning women of the slain warriors lament their losses. Gandhari curses Krishna for not preventing the war's destruction. In Book 12, Shanti Parva, Bhishma's teachings on various aspects of Dharma are narrated. Yudhishthira becomes king and seeks guidance from Bhishma. In Book 13, Anuthasana Parva, Bhishma imparts more teachings on Dharma and righteous conduct to Yudhishthira. In Book 14, Ashvamedha Parva, Yudhishthira performs the Ashwamedha or horse sacrifice to establish his rule. The story of the snake sacrifice and the Naga prince Astika is narrated. In Book 15, Ashramavasika Parva, the Pandavas retire to the forest and renounce their kingdom. Draupadi and the brothers ascend the Himalayas. In Book 16, Mausala Parva, a tragic event occurs. The Yadava clan kills each other due to a curse. Krishna and Balarama depart from the world. The Pandavas, Draupadi, and a dog reach the Himalayas. In Book 17, Mahaprashtanika Parva, Yudhishthira and his brothers die one by one during their journey through the Himalayas. Yudhishthira reaches heaven in his mortal body. And in Book 18, Svargarohanika Parva, Yudhishthira's journey to heaven is described. He finds that Duryodhana and Karna are in heaven, while many virtuous people are in hell. Yudhishthira chooses to stay in hell to be with his loved ones. The Mahabharata explores a wide range of themes that reflect the complexity of human existence, ethical dilemmas, and the pursuit of righteousness. Here are some of the prominent themes of the epic. First, Dharma or righteousness. One of the central themes of the Mahabharata is the concept of Dharma, which encompasses moral duty, justice, and righteousness. The characters grapple with various interpretations of Dharma and the challenges posed by conflicting duties. Second is the theme of karma or action. The concept of karma, the law of cause and effect, is interwoven throughout the story. Characters face the consequences of their actions, both positive and negative, and the epic emphasizes the importance of acting without attachment to results. Third, family and relationships. The epic delves into the complexities of family dynamics, loyalty, and relationships. The conflict between the Pandavas and Kauravas, as well as the struggles within each family, highlight the impact of power, jealousy, and misunderstandings. War and violence. The Kurukshetra war is a central event in the Mahabharata, and the epic raises profound questions about the ethics of war, the devastation it brings, and the ethical dilemmas faced by warriors on the battlefield. Friendship and loyalty. The epic portrays deep bonds of friendship and loyalty, particularly between characters like Krishna and Arjuna and the Pandava brothers. These relationships are tested in the face of moral dilemmas and political conflicts. Power and politics. The struggle for power and the politics surrounding it are major themes. The rivalry between the Pandavas and Kauravas, along with the manipulation of power by various characters, showcases the complexities of governance and leadership. Women's rights and status. The Mahabharata touches on the status of women in society, as seen through characters like Draupadi. Her disrobing incident and the subsequent actions highlight themes of gender discrimination and women's agency. Justice and vengeance. The concepts of justice and vengeance are explored through various characters' quests for retribution. The moral implications of seeking vengeance are examined in the context of dharma. Caste and social hierarchies. The epic reflects the caste system prevalent in ancient India and the conflicts arising from social hierarchies. Characters like Karna and Ekalavya face discrimination based on their caste. Moral ambiguity. The Mahabharata doesn't present characters as purely good or evil, rather it explores their moral ambiguity. Even virtuous characters have flaws, and the complex motivations behind their actions are analyzed. Sacrifice and renunciation. Concepts of sacrifice, both material and emotional, as well as a theme of renunciation for spiritual growth, are explored by characters who willingly give up power and comfort for higher ideals. The Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic that is rich with diverse and captivating narratives. It is difficult to pinpoint the most exciting parts, as different readers and scholars might find various sections to be particularly enthralling. However, here are the following points in the narrative I find most captivating or exciting. First is the game of dice or Judakrida. This is a pivotal event that sets the stage for much of the conflict in the epic. Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandava brothers, loses his kingdom and himself in a game of dice to the Kauravas, his cousins. The humiliation and injustice suffered by the Pandavas during this game ignite the intense rivalry between the two families, leading to the Great War. Second, Draupadi's Vastraharan or Draupadi's disrobing. After the Pandavas lose everything in the game of dice, Draupadi, their common wife, is dragged into the court of Kauravas. Duryodhana, the eldest Kaurava, orders the disrobing of Draupadi in a public assembly. This incident is the turning point in the narrative and leads to the vow of Draupadi's revenge and the eventual war. The Bhagavad-gita. Part of the Mahabharata is the Bhagavad-gita, a philosophical and spiritual discourse between Prince Arjuna and the Lord Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra just before the war begins. The Gita explores the themes of duty, righteousness, and the nature of existence. It's a deeply introspective and thought-provoking section. Another is Karna's rivalry and death. Karna, a skilled warrior and friend of Duryodhana, has a complex relationship with his family due to his low birth. His interactions with other characters, his challenges, and his eventual death in the war are some of the most emotionally charged moments in the epic. Next is the Bhishma Parva. This section of the Mahabharata details the battle involving Bhishma, the patriarch of the Kuru family. Bhishma's valor and his decision to fight for the Kauravas, despite his own inner conflicts, make this part of the narrative intense and poignant. Of course, the Kurukshetra War. The final and the most epic part of the Mahabharata is the Great War itself. The epic describes in great detail the strategies, battles, and the individual feats of the valor displayed by various warriors on both sides. The war includes many thrilling duels and heroic sacrifices. And the death of Duryodhana. The culmination of the war sees the death of Duryodhana. the main antagonist. His final duel with Bhima, one of the Pandava brothers, is a highly charged and dramatic encounter that marks the end of the war and the Kaurava dynasty. While the Mahabharata is a revered and intricate epic with a multitude of captivating narratives, there are also sections that I find less engaging due to their detailed genealogies, complex discussions, or seemingly repetitive content. However, it's important to note that what one person finds less exciting, another might find deeply meaningful or insightful. First of those I find least captivating or exciting about the narrative is the genealogical and ancestral details. The Mahabharata contains extensive genealogical information about the characters and their lineages. While these details are important for understanding relationships between characters, they can be overwhelming. Laws and duties. Some parts of the Mahabharata delve into discussions about dharma or duty or righteousness and laws. These sections involve intricate debates among characters and philosophers, which I think tend to dissolve the impact of the narrative's action and drama. The detailed rituals and ceremonies. The epic includes descriptions of various rituals, ceremonies, and religious practices. While these details offer insight into the culture and beliefs of the time, they can sometimes come across as less engaging for the epic's narrative arc. Repetitive dialogues. Due to the length of the Mahabharata, composed of 100,000 verses, some dialogues or themes are repeated multiple times throughout the text. This repetition can lead to sections that feel less exciting or redundant. And to cut the list, genealogy of animals and plants. In certain sections, the Mahabharata also delves into the genealogies of animals and plants, which tend to be irrelevant and disengaging from the excitement of the human-centered aspects of the narrative. Finally, given the chance to ask the author, these would be my questions. What inspired you to write the Mahabharata? How did you weave together so many characters and stories given the length and enormosity of the story? Why did you include mythological elements in the narrative? What are the key philosophical messages you intend to convey? What role did the Bhagavad Gita play in your vision of the epic? How do you view the characters' moral dilemmas and choices? How do you hope readers will take away from the Mahabharata? And how do you envision the cultural and historical context of the epic? Thank you all for listening.